Hello, and in this video I want to discuss an incident which took place a couple of years ago. I want to tell you how old I am. However, this incident, had taken place quite a long time ago. Okay, you can say as long as Ivan the Great, Ivan the Terrible. However, me and this guy, we were, I wouldn't say best of friends, but we went partying together, clubbing, etc. So he was an associate, friend associate, just hang around, this and that. And I used to help him out in his business. His business was selling leather trousers, leather waistcoats, that kind of fashion brand. And I remembered helping him out and, expanding, etc. Notice expanding his business, where he ended up with 6 chains, okay? However, I remember seeing this black woman, let me giggle, but I remember seeing this black woman, right, in the market, okay? And she was selling second-hand knickers. So it made me giggle, sorry, and imagine how I giggled at that time, okay, because I used to turn knickers, your panties, this sounds naughty, like a Benny Hill show, okay, but sorry, I'm gonna giggle today, right? I knew I could do this video with a straight face. Anyway, she was selling second-hand. Second-hand knickers. Right, and I was laughing. You can imagine the infectious laugh I had at that time. And he was serious. He was totally serious because he was expanding his leather trade, his opulent business, his magnificent business. And me being childish, immature, not having any business sense, I laughed at this woman. look at her selling panties. And he kicked my ass. He whooped my ass. And he said, that kind of attitude, you won't get anywhere. That kind of attitude. This is a man who moves in circles of millionaires, etc. Or probably dodgy dealings, won't go to that, right? But moving to circles of millionaires, etc. He even met up with Elton John once in one of his dodgy dealings. And anyway, right, he whooped my ass. And he said to me, you will not get anywhere with an attitude. This woman, this black woman, with all her second-hand knickers, okay, second-hand, they didn't even look like good quality. By the way, second-hand, but you know what I mean? They look like they come from some cheap factory. And she was sitting there industriously trying to earn an honest crust. And me being stupid and immature, I laughed. And he whooped my ass. He whooped it good with some Indian knowledge. With some Indian knowledge as to why we black people can't progress. I made a video a few days ago, and the title was Pride. Pride will destroy black people. You can't run a business on pride. That black woman, she obviously was not running a business on pride, because otherwise, where she saw my stupid ass coming along, where she saw my immature, childish pranks, that would have put her off. Wait for the shock. This black woman that was working on the market selling knickers, she's now got a chain of stores. And in fact, the Indian guy said to me, this was how I started out. With nothing. With nothing. He had to work his Indian butt off in order to get the chains of stores that he's got now. We black people, we don't know how to think on a business level. We don't know how to think on a survival, economic level. Do you know something? I teach singing lessons, and I tell you something now. I had no funding, nothing whatsoever. I encountered racism after racism after racism. And you'll be surprised how, I mean, this, where was it? I've got my left here. Can you see me touching it? This is a Genos, 5,000 US dollars, English dollars it cost me. When I first started, all I can afford to teach on was maybe £80, $80. That's all. And that's how I started my business, with nothing, because the racist system wouldn't give me a penny. And I had to start my business on next to nothing. And how I advertised myself in those days, what was it? Typewriter, and then I would photocopy it at my friend's house. He had a photocopier which he used for religious purposes. He was a Seventh-day Adventist, and he was printing off Seventh-day Adventist magazine, and we were very good friends. And he would duplicate, I have my memories that does, right? He would duplicate my typewriter advert, you know, singing lessons, all ages, all styles, and then I would put it through all the chip shop in those days before Google. It tells you how long ago it was before Google, right? Or before Yahoo. And smallness of purpose, the greater the means, right? With nothing, I had nothing. Okay, and if I show my equipment, should have turn it that way. This is my equipment here. Okay, 5,000. Okay, and I never believed the day would come. You know, top of the range. You can't get more expensive than that. I never believed the day would come when I'd afford something like that. You know, all I had was a 1-bedroom to live in. That's all I had to teach from. That's all I had was 1 bedroom to live in, to teach from. You know, so, and what's interesting, all the white people that I was teaching, even though all I had was, you know, a small little keyboard, right, in a 1, you know, bedroom sitting, right, they came to me for singing lessons, and they found out I was good, even though I was in a poxy little box. And they came for more and more and more lessons. And that's how I started to build my funds. Purely through smallness of purpose, the greater the means. Sadly, we black people, we don't know how to start small and expand. And I told about survival. When all I did was type on the typewriter, singing lesson, all ages, all styles. That was before I had a website. Before I had a website, and I'd photocopy it at my friend's house, and then put it in chip shops, libraries, etc. And yellow pages. When that starts to bring me customers, then I would advertise in yellow pages, and that's what made me started, you know, to expand. And that's without any bank loan. That's without any racist, you know, garbage. Oh, you're too tall, you're too fat, you're too thin. Oh, you know, you just missed it. I didn't get no penny from any system. I'm sidetracking. If you want something badly enough, you will do it. In my book, How to Plan a Successful Life, a black man was sick and tired of being poor. Sick and tired of being poor. In the third section of the video, I will tell you what he did, right? Because I'm sick and tired of negativity. I want black people to be positive at the same time. Yeah, we know racism exists. I will continue covering, you know, horrible things that happen to black people, but it'll make you mentally ill. Bills got to be paid. Somebody has to pay the bills. You can't pay your bills thinking about racism all the time. That's my next video. You can't pay your bills thinking about racism all the time. One day, you're gonna have to live your life one day you're going to have to take that plunge and leave that safety net and say, of hopelessness, and say, well, you know, I really don't want to live my life because I'm terrified, I'm scared. Well, you have to leave that safety net. I did. You know, I put on a big, massive show in Wolverhampton, into celebrating Wolverhampton being a city. And people say, it's going to be a flop, it's going to fail. People are cursing me because I'm black. These are black people cursing me. You'll never do because I'm black. And you know something? I did it. The more they told me I couldn't do it, it turned me on. I thought, wow, you're going to put your black curse on me. Curse yourself. Call yourself Ham. Don't call me Ham. And I did it, and the show was a success. And in the newspapers, I advertised, calling all the bands to take part, etc. Marketing strategy. So if you want something bad enough, you can't care what people think about you. They'll laugh at you, scorn you, because maybe they're jealous, because they haven't got the guts to do it themselves. They're looking binoculars, waiting for you to fail. You have to just take the plunge, take the leap, and says, that's it, I'm doing it. I laughed at this black woman, laughed at her for selling panties, and she's now got hairdressing shops, she's got clothing line. If I knew where she was, I'd love to send this video to her. I don't know who she is, but sadly, I'm not on Facebook anymore because Facebook gone too racist. So I left Facebook, you know, but I tell you what I'm going to do. I might tag her in see if I tag her business. So at least, hopefully, she'll find this video. But yeah, you know, I laughed at her. I mocked her. I had no shame. In fact, she was the one with pride. You know, because she stood there and she was making an honest living. I was one who had no pride. You know, I was a long-haired layabout, you know, hang around my friend, partying, etc. Laughing at her business. And he whooped my black ass. And he was right as well, because she's successful today. Don't let nobody laugh at you because you're black. Whether they're white, whether they're black, whatever. Don't let nobody put you off your destiny and laugh at you and tell you because you're black and give you racist spook stories trying to put you off because they won't do it themselves. Keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your eyes where you want to go in life and let nobody spook you out.